So hello viewers, I just thought I'd come online and just say, well, do you know what I really want to say to people is that, do you know, I'm really fed up, absolutely fed up of being accused, of being misrepresented, of being blamed, of being shafted up the arse, of being taken over. I've already answered that, dude. The universe is a living thing. Okay, it's got mind, and the gods come from the collective of humans. Okay, the group. Alright, sorry. We use computers today to enhance that ability. So I've just had enough of just being shot at all the fucking time and being blamed. I just really have had enough. And it's like, what do you guys want from me then? For real? You want to blame me? Fine, go ahead, blame me. It's not going to fucking solve your predicament. It's not going to make your emotional turmoil any easier. It's not going to get you off the hook. Seems to me there's a lot of people in the world who find it far easier, rather than facing their problems, than to blame other people. Rather than taking responsibility, to shove responsibility off to some other group or some other people, some other person, somebody else take the blame. Wasn't fucking me. I didn't do it. It was you. You're responsible. I know you did it. It was you. No fucking evidence. No idea. No proof. No nothing. It's just you did it. You the one. You fucked us all up. It's called progress, and I'm not going to apologise for that. That goes out to the entire. That goes to the entire planet. I am not going to apologise for progress. And people need to take responsibility for their own lives, and they need to make the right decisions. There's been a lot of young people that have made that decision, and have taken responsibility for themselves and done brilliant under very difficult trying circumstances. But there's also a lot of people that, you know, obviously they got wealth, and which always makes things a lot easier. But I'm not going to take the blame anymore for, you know, I've had enough of being blamed for stuff. As I say, I'm not going to apologise for progress. All right. The last generation in the last century, the 20th century, the last amount of great deal of progress, it created 2 world wars. Okay. We have created, I would suggest, the greatest amount of progress that the world has ever seen in the shortest period of time without any world wars. So you want to keep blaming, fine. I'm poor, but I had, and still do have, an incredible gift of mind. It's like, well, you got this ability and this gift, well, why don't you use it to get yourself out the crap then? Well, I am doing. And the fact of the matter is, there's just that much shit to shovel. It takes all this time to fucking well do it. And you do get a little bit, you know, the power flows at the moment are a lot. They're not as powerful at the moment. There's a lot easier and gentler at the moment, which is a good thing. But it still gets screwed up. You know, I still get screwed up. Mine still gets screwed up. So I mean, I'm still there. I've still got to learn. I've still got to master the mind flows, and you know, it's not easy being the universe. You know, the universe has had billions and billions of years to get used to being the universe. You know, I'm only 47, so you know, give us a fucking chance, will you? Yeah. Just give us a chance. Yeah, the god. Let me just tell you something. The gods and the jinn and fucking military are forever fucking well flying through here, dude. They're just forever flying through, right? I'm not kidding, man. For real. And I mean, 10 out of 10 to the intelligence services, because they're working under very difficult circumstances and they're trying to keep the status quo. So I mean, I've only got the highest of praise for those people, for real. But for ordinary everyday people, even though you moan and whinge and complain and blame, I've still got to praise you, because you know, you've been through a difficult time of it, and maybe you're like me, you've not known how to fucking deal with it. You just don't know how to deal with the situation. I mean, you know, and you got to learn how to deal with things, haven't you? You know. And so when you get the BIOS level right, well then you can start to make a go of your life, can't you? You know, start to build your life. So basically, what we've gone through so far is just basically a massive, ginormous reconfig, right? And now we're just going to start actually building proper. So like, the whole fucking period was just all about a massive reconfig, right? No kidding, for real. So it shows you how long and how difficult and complicated these things can be, and it requires sustainability with respects to a particular thing, you know, and it's like you've sometimes you're you know, the old saying that some people sometimes are born into greatness, and some of it thrust upon them, and so forth and so on. Well, I think that's, you can definitely be born into it and have it thrust upon you, you know. And people turn around and say, well, can't you do better, or can't you, you know. I was like, dude, it's the universe. What else can I fucking say to you? I mean, you know, you can only, and people say, you know, well, can't you just have a bit more self-control or a bit more self-discipline? Dude, the fact of the matter, what I've come to learn about the construct is, it doesn't matter how much fucking self-control and ability you've got, the universe will stabilize when the universe is stable. Okay. And until then, it doesn't really flicken matter. To be honest, people have got the got the spiritual capability, right? And they've got to use that spiritual capability to build the construct. And it's not over until, well, it's never over. See, I'm even battling now, you know. It's never over until, you know, the universe creates a stable equilibrium. You know, and until then, until the universe gets stable, it's just a case of just carrying on, as you've seen, carrying on until the universe becomes stable, and then you start to proceed to do something. But I'm a little bit concerned, because what I've observed is that because the effort was only partial, and things are getting pretty like wearing. Imagine, like, have you seen a bearing, right? You know, a wheel bearing, and like the oils come out of it, and it's metal on metal. I'm getting the sense that the world is a bit like that right now. It's like metal on metal, and it's scraping, you know, and it's not a good situation to deal with. So we got it to this stable, sort of stable dynamic equilibrium state, and now it's a matter of just trying to continue on building from this point. and trying to create the construct proper. So yeah, but darn it, it's like shit, dude. It's like I'm really had enough of being blamed for stuff. I mean, seriously, really had enough of being blamed for stuff. Especially when you got the best of interest at heart, and when people, I've noticed, they can network together, and they can group together like fucking packs of ravenous lions, right? And they'll just blame you for all sorts of crap, right? And it's like, look, dude, you're probably not aware because you are the people in reception of, right? Whereas the people who have to be programmed or have to have the responsibility to manage their thoughts and the power related to it, it's a different experience. Especially so if you're the universe, the whole fucking thing, right? Because you guys experience it from a sort of point like individual setting, whereas I have to experience it from the entire whole globe setting. You understand? So it's a vastly different experience, and I do find seeing things on a global scale far easier than seeing things at the local level. But of course you have got to be able to appreciate the local as well as the global. Okay, it's the macro and the micro sort of economics, so to speak, and that is a very difficult thing to be able to do, because you've got to be able to, you've got to have contextual understanding and awareness and the intelligence and the knowledge to be able to do something with that, while having an appreciation for the picture as a whole, so to speak. So yeah, so anyway, I've come to learn recently that basically as you're probably aware, a great deal of progress was made. An event quite a number of years, 20 plus years ago, took place in a fraction of a second, and basically the whole fucking world collapsed. It progressed the world, and as I say, the last time that happened in the 20th century, the world had 2 world wars. So I mean, what can you say to people? I mean, you've seen the technology that's being applied, so people are really benefiting from it. So, but I know what you mean, because it's like, on the one hand you're like, yeah, I want the benefits of it, but I love the technology, but God, what we got to fucking go through to be able to get stuff, and it's like, well, it's like it's like work, isn't it? It's like work. I mean, yeah, it's hard fucking work to be able to get me nice home, my nice car, and to have me business and everything. It's real hard work, and I hardly stop. That's all. I just carry on and carry on and carry on, and working and working and working. I don't see him a moment's peace, right? And it's like, but you've got all this stuff and everything, So it's like, what do you want to do, dude? I mean, do you want the progress, or do you want just a nice life? And I've come to appreciate that actually recently in my own life. This is a question you've got to sort of address, whether you can put up with the activity, the vigorous activity, or you just want the peace and quiet, dude. You just want, it's like, fact, just for a while, I just want a bit of peace and quiet for a little while, and especially if it's been after a long period of time, I think you do actually you do earn the right to a bit of peace and quiet, and a bit of stability in your life, and so but the thing is, it's like one of those, I think the situation about it is like, if you stop for a while, it gets harder to get into it again, and at the end of the day, you'd want to return to that anyway, because it's all about a config that wasn't properly configured anyway. So it's like, why return to previous events that were not properly configured anyway? So there's no point in doing that. So all you can really, the best thing to do is just keep moving forward, dude, symbolically speaking, and just continue on making progress, and personal progress, basically. So, I mean, what does that mean for me personally right now, for myself? Well, it means going to work, going to university, getting a degree, and getting some money together, saving up some startup capital, making a business, you know, and being free that way, you know, and making a contribution. There's people all over the planet that are making a contribution, dude. They're doing all sorts of things, as you've seen on YouTube, but it's flipping brilliant what people are doing. I mean, just absolutely awesome. And I've just come to have this great appreciation and affection for humanity. I swear to you, dude, because of just the awesome effort and brilliance that people are displaying and showing. And just like, as I say, I'm always in awe of people, to be honest with you. You know, it's like, and I'm pretty good myself, like, you know, but I'm always like in sort of awe of other people, you know. So I always come across as this sort of, you know, unless I'm laughing and joking and being silly, right? I'm always sort of on the, you know, I always seem to sort of play the weak sort of figure, because, you know, I'm just not necessarily studying other people, but just having an appreciation for what it is that they can do. So I always get like a little bit like, you know, starstruck by other people. That sounds a bit crazy, like, I suppose, but it just shows you the level of appreciation that I've got for humanity. And as I say, especially considering the amount of effort and talent that's being displayed across the planet, is just absolutely awesome. So I think to myself, well, you know, all I can do at this point in time, apart from making sure the spiritual universe is in good order, right, is figure out how the literal universe works, make some inventions and things, and try to, apart from creating new knowledge, learn and existing knowledge. But that's really all I can do right now, because I'm poor, you see. I'm not even working. I'm on the social security. It's the equivalent of social security. You know, in Britain we call it the job seekers allowance. So I'm on that right now, you see. And so there's not much really I can do, you know. And I've still got some particulars that I've got to get in place, like my passport. So, but it's been a while, you know, just getting the bits and pieces, like bank accounts, driving license, stuff like that. It's been a long, hard slog, continuously, day after day, to get those particulars in place, you know. And of course the government and other organisations and companies take their time. I don't mean that in a derogatory sense, I do beg your pardon, but I mean is that they have their timing, their process of doing things, and it takes time for things to take place, right? And of course things cost as well. So there's all of that sort of goes into, and essentially the upshot is it's just taking a long time to get things to a sort of, you know, level, a place where one can actually, you know, start to work from. Do you understand? It's like I've come up from the abyss. It's like I'm worked my way up from the abyss to nothing, right? Now I can start to build. It's like all of that was just to come from the abyss to nothing, right? And now I've got to sort of build on the nothing to get to progress. So that's really where I am personally myself at this particular point in time. As I say, there's a global picture, and there's localized a picture for people to understand and appreciate. But of course, as I say, I understand that people have gone through difficulties and have had hardships, and I can only sympathise and I've got the greatest, deepest of affection, respect and appreciation and affection for people. Because of course, you know, they've had difficulties in their life. As I said, when I first came into Britain, geez, I mean, the place was completely destroyed. It was bitty as hell, dude. The place was completely destroyed, and people were so annoyed all the time, and fed up, and just angry, and and things are sort of stabilizing a little bit more normal now. So that's encouraging to see life returning to some more normal. But I guess sometimes that's just the price you have to pay for fucking progress, man. And it's like, shit, we have to put up with a few years of shit. Well, it's in the past now, so you can't really fucking well complain about it, because it's like, I'm 47 now. I was 30 the other day. Now 47 is like shit, So I've got to get on and get myself wealthy and invent that reverse aging technology, because that's one of the big things. Of course, the scientific effort is to find the technological solution to aging. So this is a massive thing, obviously, that we're currently pursuing, and there's quite a few theories about that would explain how and why that happens. So there should be some exciting stuff to sort of come into the public domain, certainly into companies and various future products and stuff in the very near future. I'd say within the next 5 to 10 years, some really important stuff is going to come online. And I myself am actually spearheading some of that research, so some of that knowledge, because I'm a knowledge creator, right? As so but like I say, people say, how do you work all this out? How can you what makes you so special? Well, it's just that I'm kind of gifted in that way, but it's you just say to yourself, well, just think of a problem, like as I was saying about the universe. What's the universe? And just going ahead and solving it. Or what's aging, and just going ahead and solving it. It's as simple as that. There's no magic to it, dude. There's no, there's no there's no shortcuts or anything, dude. It's just, you've just got to say to yourself, what is it that I want to solve, and you just solve it. Okay, that's just the nature of the mind, right? But it does require me to actually, what I call sweet spot, which means applying my focusing, applying my mind to thinking on a problem, sustaining a particular problem in mind, and just thinking about it long enough until I'm able to, come up with a solution. And I've done that with a lot of things actually throughout my life. Just sort of held a problem in mind for a while, for quite some time throughout my life. And then just added little bits of realizations to my knowledge base, and slowly over time it becomes apparent what the solution is. Sometimes it's like I can be pretty quick, It's like sometimes I can solve some things really pretty quick. As I say, when I was in America, I used to have these thoughts. I think I'd have about 10 brand new ideas, and when I say brand new, I mean ideas that had never ever been thought of before. At least 10 every single day while I was traveling across America. So doing the backpacking thing and getting yourself lost and going on a journey, right, is if you're interested in that sort of thing, knowledge creation, I think is definitely advantageous. But there were some quite extraneous circumstances that sort of mixed in with the experience there. So it wasn't just a case of, hey, just go off and have an adventure and you'll come up with the solutions of all things. But there was a lot of other spiritual and other things that were involved in that, and one is kind of unique. So and another thing as well, it's like I've always known ever since I was a kid, ever since I was a child, I've always known, right? And you keep this sort of stuff to yourself, This is what I say, like, people think, they say they know you and everything. They don't. Even my family doesn't really know me, It's like there's the self, and then there's like the hidden self, right? And even I'd say even the spies and the mind parasites don't even know me. For real. So because well, the thing is, it's like I've been taking the piddle for such a long time because I've been traveling across America and couldn't get out the fucking place, and it's like it's almost like I've been pressed into fucking service. You know, it's like, look, you are who you are, just accept it and get on with it. You know, carry on. We've got to look, dude. There's no good moaning and whinging about it. Just travel across America and just get the fucking thing done. All right, you are who you are. Just get on with it. You know, so there's nothing I could do about it, man. I just had to carry on going. You know, so sometimes, a lot of times in life, you've just got to accept responsibility, haven't you? And you just got to see something through to a completion. All right, and I think that self-sustainability and that self-reliance and that endurance and just the sheer ability just to keep on going until the job is done, you know, is a very, very important life skill to learn. And but no, I've got all the qualities needed, dude. It's just that I'm just so far below your normal, what you'd call your normal normal citizens, right? Because like people have, like, by the time they're 47, right, they'll have got work, may be married, have kids, they may have degrees, they may have, you know, lots of assets and things, they may even run quite a large bank account or sizable bank account. I've got none of that, right? I don't even know what it's like to go on a fucking package holiday, you know. When I say, so you see what I'm saying? It's like I'm so far behind the social norm. It's ridiculous. But to be honest, with respects to what I'm involved in and what I'm doing and what my responsibilities are to the planet, it's like it doesn't really fucking matter. You know, it's like that's what. And forgive me for saying this. Just forgive me for saying this. That's what normal people do. Do you understand what I mean? It's like. It's not everybody's the rule of the... not everybody's the fucking universe, right? Do you understand what I mean? So it's like you've got a different responsibility towards life and people and things because of who and what you are. So there's no good moaning and whinging. And I know, you know, I mean, I'd even say that the people around here living in Blackpool, you know, we've been through hell and high water together the last so many months, you know, for real. It's like it is just, it's part of the construct. You just got to get on with it, and you know, there's no good moaning about it. And sometimes you just gotta, like, just, you know, just carry on, you know. But yeah, the configs, you know, especially when the global fucking nightmare to bloody well manage and deal with every freaking day. And you know, as you say, with the construct, dude, it's 24/7, 365. You don't get a break. So I think as I say, the goal, the emergent dynamic equilibrium, or normality as we call it, is really the goal. And that's really the point, you know. Normality is the goal. So all I can say to the British people is, you know, just keep on trying, keep on going. It is improving. It is getting better. Every single day it's improving. I've noticed something recently as well about Britain's gone through a sort of weird funny patch as well, because you see, Britain isn't America, dude. This is the big thing that I've learnt. One of the things I've learnt about my little country is that Britain is not America. It doesn't matter what people think or say or do. Yes, we love the United States, but Britain, you're Britain. You're not America. You've got to understand and appreciate that. America is America, alright? Whereas Britain is Britain. We speak English, and that's as far as it goes. Trust me on that. America has got a completely different way of thinking, a completely different way of dealing with the phenomena than we have here in Britain. So, you know, what works in America may not necessarily work here, and vice versa. So I've come to learn that particularly so, right? Although together Britain and America are good, All right. Um, we are good friends. Um, but that relationship, I think, over the last so many years has been severely strained, and it's, you know, it's all good and well. Well, it's like, for people just to go over to America and just rah rah America, it's not good enough, dude. You know, and obviously there's a lot of politic in that stuff. But anyway, so I just wanted to say that you know, America and Britain are completely different. So for the British people who think, yeah, it's cool to be American, well, it's not really, because America has got a completely different way of viewing things, and really all you end up doing is simulating an Americanism. You know, it doesn't really work in Britain. You know, so I think Britain just needs to be Britain, America needs to be America, and Europe needs to be Europe. Obviously, we've got a little bit of a between the countries, but essentially we're all separate individual entities. So yeah, so that's really what I think I wanted to say, and I'm still having difficulties, dude. Still having difficulties. Yeah. Some of them want to abuse you. Some of them want to control you. Some of them want to be abused. So forth and so on. Annie Lennox, right? So anyway, that's really the point there, viewers. So just keep on going, I think, and just have to keep on encouraging everybody. I do realise that some people do want to take the top spot, and people want to rule the world and do all the rest of it. Believe me, you don't want to rule the world. It's a shit job. It really is a shit job. And you know, so you've just got to keep on going. But as I say, you got to realise and appreciate that I'm in a slightly different position to yourselves, and you know, you've got to have a certain amount of respect, dude. You know, because what happened to me did actually take place. It did actually happen. So it doesn't matter whether, you know, well, we're trying to erase and cover up and get, you know, but the reality is, yeah, it did actually all happen, yeah. It all did happen. So, with that understood, with that knowledge in place, we have just got to continue on and accept our position in life. Doesn't mean we can't progress, but like as I say, I'm on jersey at the moment, so I've just got to accept, as I have done, this situation. And I've been in this situation for about a year and a half now, ever since returning to Great Britain, and it's I'm trying to work my way out the situation, right? If there are other solutions that are open to me, you know, monetarily or hooking up with somebody, of course that would always be advantageous, and in fact it may actually become a necessity in the near future, because I'm not sure if what I've got planned, while it's going to provide a basis to work from, it's going to take a while for it to be implemented, you know. And the sad thing about it is, every time I come up with something really great, which I do often, people just want to sort of copy it and spy on it, and and whiz off with it. So what the hell's the point, dude? Might as well just get my head down, fucking well, just keep working, bring some money and get fucking self-sufficient. And then when I'm in a position of got money, capital, then do something. Till then, what's the fucking point, dude?